So yesterday I made, for one of the few times ever, one of the biggest, just most dumb mistakes while editing yesterday, and it was pretty evident. It made it to the final video, and it was just too late to do anything about it, and it is oh my god, so embarrassing. What's up, guys? Schmidt here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be hopping back on some Modern Warfare Remastered. I don't know. This is just really the game I was feeling today for whatever reason. So as I stated in the intro, I made one of the dumbest editing mistakes for one of the few times ever. I don't ever really screw up when I edit or do any of that, so it was shocking to say the least. So I had yesterday's video already recorded. It was supposed to go out a day earlier, but it didn't for some reasons I'll get into here in a second. But it was supposed to go out before, and it didn't. So I got to it the next day. I got around to editing it and, ready to put it out the next day. Got all that done, edited through the video, whatever. It was just like a normal commentary over some Fortnite gameplay that you guys saw yesterday. Well, what happened was, as I'm sure you guys can tell, is I never went back and, looked at the video. So the way I did that commentary is, I'm sure as you guys saw, is I took out parts from the game that were just kind of slow, nothing was really going on. Because, my commentary wasn't as long as the gameplay. The gameplay was like 20, 25 minutes, something like that. And of course, I'm not going to show all that to you guys. So I cut out all the dry parts. But when I record my face cam and my commentary, as you guys are seeing right now in this video, it's recorded on an entirely separate thing from my gameplay. So when I put my face cam with my voice audio up on it, it basically overlays it. And if I go to cut out certain parts of, the gameplay, I have to move the commentary, out of the way, in a sense, to be able to get rid of the gameplay that I don't want to be put into the video. So what happened was, in the specific part, it was it wasn't even a minute into the video, I don't think. And from that point on, there was it went blank for 15 seconds. There was no face cam or anything. It was just I randomly just stopped talking and it went away for 15 seconds. And then for another 10 seconds after that, some of the commentary was out of order. I don't know, it was just a total mess. And I normally don't make those kind of mistakes editing, or, if I do, I typically end up catching it, but I just didn't have time to, go back through and look over the stuff yesterday. I had to head out later for the day, so I was just, trying to get everything, just get it done, put it out, just thinking, okay, I hardly ever, really make any mistakes editing, so I doubt there's going to be anything of a problem here, and if there is, this guy's using Jug and Last Stand. You can't be serious. But yeah, even if I did maybe screw something up, it was going to be something, really slight, maybe there was going to be an accidental cut here and there that was half a second long. No, there was a good 20-25 seconds just out of order. It just, oh god, it was awful. So anyway, I apologize for that in yesterday's video. It was not on purpose. I'm not an idiot. It's not something that happens on a regular basis. And I mean, stuff happens. It was bound to happen eventually, but it should not be something that happens a lot. Most other times I do end up checking my videos and going back and making sure I didn't miss anything or whatever, but just, of course, one of the times that I just didn't have time to do it is something where there was a big screw up. It wasn't even something really small. But what it is what it is. Anyway, back to why that Fortnite video from yesterday did not go out on Thursday. I actually had quite the experience on Thursday. So on Thursday, I had an eye doctor appointment. So you guys are well aware of how that works. You kind of go in every, I don't know, typically, at least for me, I go in every, 2, 3, even maybe sometimes even longer years or so, just to, get my eye exam, make sure my, my eyes are all good, whatever. And also as well to check my eye prescription, because if you guys don't know, I do wear glasses. I don't ever wear them in videos or anything, but I do have them, and I am supposed to use them for things like this, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So anyway, just the way that came up in the day, I wasn't able, I was able to kind of get some stuff started for the video. I just wasn't able to get it done, and of course I wasn't going to put out the video just all, what the hell, man? And I wasn't going to put out the video, all messed up or incomplete, even though I guess that's kind of how it turned out anyway, but anyway, yeah, I had this about middle of the day, probably about 2, 3 o'clock or so. So I went in, and it was our first time in this place. We had just kind of switched up offices to where we went or whatever. It was somewhere closer to where we live, which was nice, so we didn't have to travel as far to go get this done. And so we went in, and we got there, pretty early, probably 15, 20 minutes or so before I actually had to go in and, get my exam done and whatever. And I needed some new glasses. I hadn't gotten any new ones in, probably 5+ years, so I got some new ones picked out and everything. So after I did that, it was time to go in, get my eye exam. This little prick. Sit down. Your buddy can sit down too. I am done with all of your crap. Yeah, anyway, so I went in to get it done, and, you know, the normal eye check stuff. You know, you got to look across the room and you know, tell them the lowest number of letters you can see or whatever. And so I did that, and I have pretty good vision. So the way my eyes work, so each of my eyes kind of see differently. So you guys know how 20/20 vision is like the average human vision, like it's considered good vision. So my right eye is 20/20, so it's like it's good, it's average. But that's actually the worst of my two eyes. My left eye actually sees above average, like pretty above average. My left eye is 20/15. So I have like a really good left eye, and my right eye is worse. It's technically my bad eye, but it doesn't see poorly. So the way my prescription works is I get my glasses specifically so that my right eye like lens is enhanced to see as good as my left eye. I'm really not sure how or if that is really a necessary part to the story, but you know, fun information regardless. So I go in to get this done, and you know, my prescription is still almost exactly the same. Like it was, if anything, was like slightly different. But I mean, like 98+% of it was just exactly the same, which is good. It means my eyes haven't done anything, which is perfectly fine. Next comes the final part. Do you guys know how they usually like puff your eyes to like check for diseases? I think it's glaucoma that they usually check for when they do that. Well, instead of just doing that now, they also dilate your eyes so they can just like see straight through them, so they can see right through your pupils. So the way that they go about doing this is they have these drops that dilate your eyes. So basically they just put them in like normal eye drops, and they dilate your pupils. I guess dilate your eyes isn't the technical term. They dilate your pupils. So if I understand the way the human eye works correctly, and I could be totally wrong with this, but this is just how I'm kind of gathering it, is that your pupils, when they're dilated like that, take in more light. I think the outer part of your eyes, the next outer part to that, is kind of what like keeps some light out, or just doesn't draw like too much in. So when your pupils are dilated, they bring in like a ton of light, and it just kind of makes everything blurry. You can't really see too well, and like too much light just like it just ruins everything that you could have for like seeing. It's just like, no, you're not going to see well at all. So even as good a sight as I have, when my pupils are dilated, I cannot hold my phone like 2 feet in front of me and see it clearly. It is just like that crazy, like what it does to you. So like on top of it, like I don't like eye drops as it is, but when they like the after effect is them just like totally effing up your eyes, like yeah, that just made it worse. So anyway, the whole process of like these drops dilating your pupils takes like, I don't know, somewhere from like 5 to 10 minutes. Nothing too long, but they just have you go back out and sit out in the main area and just kind of wait until they're dilated, and then they take you back in and they take a deep look through your eyes. So I go back out and sit down, and I'm already not digging this process at all. Like I'm not seeing very well. Like my eyes are like running because they're so like, not like crazy in pain, but they're just like everything's fuzzy, and they're kind of itchy a little bit. Like it's just not a good process. So I go out and I sit down, and I'm kind of like doing one of these things, just like trying to keep some light out and just kind of just sitting there, just trying to rest, trying to relax, just like, but at the same time, like I'm not digging this whole thing. So after like, I don't know, a couple minutes or so, I'm sitting there, and like I'm starting to kind of get a headache from this thing, because it's just kind of really screwing with my vision that bad. I'm just slightly starting to get a headache, which is nothing like too worrisome. I mean, it's pretty reasonable to get a headache from that kind of thing. Then I'm kind of sitting there after a while, and then like my stomach starts to get a little queasy, and just like all of a sudden, like after just like a few minutes of time, like things are just, they're not going well. Like I'm like overall, I'm just really not feeling good, and my headache's just like not getting any better. And, you know, I had my mom there with me, so she's just like, you know what, just chill back, just lay back, you know, just kind of close your eyes, just rest there for a little bit. So I do that, and then, you know, somehow, I mean, things just get brutally worse. I'm sitting there, and like, you name it, like it was getting worse. It was just awful. Like the overall feeling in my body, like everywhere, like head, stomach, like you name it, just was not doing well. She's just kind of looking over there at me like, you sick? You gonna throw up? Or I'm just like, nah, yeah, I don't think so. You know, I think I should be all right. Just need to rest for a little bit, you know. So then after sitting there for like maybe another minute or two, I mean, it felt like an eternity, but it was in reality, it was like just another minute or so. It felt like the entire place was 200 degrees. I immediately just start breaking out into an insane sweat. My vision just starts going like, I slowly like losing my vision. Like I can't see anything. My hearing is going. I can barely hear anything. And so over this process of like 20-30 seconds, I am in like a pouring sweat. Like it looked like I got just drenched by a hose. I can't see anything. So like, you guys know how you close your eyes, it's like it's black, you know, it's just totally black. There was zero difference between my eyes being closed and my eyes being open. There was no difference at all. Could not see a thing. Which is, you know, cause for concern. Like, that's not good. And on top of that, like I said, like, it sounded like there were people, like, 2 miles away from me, just like, you know, like I could barely hear anything. I mean, people right next to me, I could hardly hear. I mean, like, obviously I'm 20 years old, so I'm nowhere near experiencing death, at least I hope. But if I had to paint something that, like, feels close to you just, like, dying, I would kind of paint that as it. Just because, like, it seemed like all 5 of my senses just, like, shut down or very minimally working. And it was scary. And the worst part of it was, like, I'm conscious this entire time. Like, I didn't go totally unconscious. Like, I am still, like, very much, I mean, I shouldn't say very much conscious, but I'm there. Like, I'm like, not 100% there, but, like, I'm there. You know, my senses aren't really working, but I'm very alive and well and aware of what's going on. And, of course, like, it is freaking me the hell out. Like, I mean, just imagine, like, you know, 5 minutes before this, like, I'm all well and good, you know, nothing really going down, and then it's like within the matter of 5 to 10 minutes, I have no eyesight. And so I'm kind of sitting there for a minute, and I'm telling my mom this entire thing, like, okay, like, look, I cannot see anything. I cannot hear anything. Like, something is wrong. And she's just, you know, just like telling me, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. And I'm just like, I'm not okay. I feel like I'm dying. Help. It was just awful. Then after a little bit, the doctor came out and whatever, and just kind of looked, and we're just like, oh my goodness, you know, what's going on? And so they ended up getting me like a cup of water and like they had some crackers laying around or whatever, and they bring that to me, and I take this drink of this water, and like I said, like my senses were pretty much shut down, or at least very minimally working. And so like you guys know, like if you close your eyes and you went to take a drink of something, you know where your mouth is. Like you can take a drink of something without having to see where it is. But I could tell like my other senses were not working as well, just because like I could feel the cup in my hand, but I could not take it just straight to my mouth. Like I needed help doing that. But I'll tell you what, the second that water hit my mouth, like everything started coming back. Like as soon as that happened, like not only could I not see, my eyes being opened couldn't even really take in light. So like I said, there was no difference between my eyes being opened or closed. And just as soon as that happened, like I could start seeing light, and then slowly, like over time, like over another, you know, few, like 3 to 5 minutes or so, my sight was back. And I, you know, started eating the crackers, of course, or whatever, and it was just, it was a horrible experience. And I am not exaggerating this in any way, shape, or form. Like, I don't even, I never thought I would experience anything like that. It was super, super crazy. The only other time I had experienced anything even close to this, and I don't even think when this happened it was that bad, is when my dog had bit me like a couple years ago. And so I think what it came down to, and what I've kind of gathered from since it happened a couple days ago, is that my blood sugar was low. I just hadn't eaten enough during the day yet or whatever, just hadn't drank enough, so it just overall, like, I just had not consumed enough for my body to, you know, do well. And from, like, my sight not being as good, from having my pupils dilated, it seems as though I had some sort of just, like, not like a massive panic attack, but enough to, like, cause my blood to spike. And so kind of in the same way that happened, it just made me uncomfortable. Like I really did, you know, it just kind of freaked me out a little bit. The same thing kind of happened when my dog bit me. It just kind of freaked out. So I feel like it's something that like just triggered it and made my blood pressure spike up in a situation where I didn't have my blood sugar in a good enough spot. So I don't think that I'm necessarily like hypoglycemic or anything. I mean, I guess that's possible, but I don't know. It was just overall just not a good experience. And hopefully I don't have to experience anything like that again, ever. But yeah, anyway, it's just kind of the story time I wanted to tell you guys for today. I just thought it was pretty interesting, and of course it related to me not having videos up, you know, one of the days this week. So I don't know, I just thought it'd be interesting to share. But yeah, that'll do it for today's video, guys. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to have a video up tomorrow. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm supposed to be out of town again, so if not, that's why. Anyway, if you all enjoyed today's video, make sure to smack the Schmidt out of like button down below. If you guys are looking forward to more gaming content here on the channel, you guys are in the right place. Hit that subscribe button down below and throw those notifications on so you guys know when those videos go live. Hope you guys have a good one. I will see you guys on another video. So long, everybody.